everybody, so as you guys know, I moved recently, and when I was moving I found all of my programs. So they were all in different places, that's why I haven't done this video before, and I finally grouped them all together. And I briefly skimmed through them, but I kind of wanted to reminisce on all the shows that I've seen in this video, so I haven't looked inside or anything. I just wanted to go through them for this. So there are a few that I'm missing, like The Elephant Man, The Woman in Black, Grease, and I don't know where they are. I'm sure I'll find them as I'm unpacking more. But let's take a trip down memory lane to all the shows I have ever seen. Okay, so the first one is me being a little bit extra and buying 3 programs. Now, they all look exactly the same, but they're not. They are 3 different Goosebumps books with the program inside. I went to see Goosebumps live at the Vaults quite a few years ago now. It was only about 3 or 4 years ago, I think. But it was one of the greatest things I have ever been to. It was an immersive experience. And the one that I went to was for adults only because, I'll be honest, it was flipping terrifying. I am not easily scared, and I was scared. So you were set into like 4 different categories and you saw different shows. So I did go more than once because I wanted to see more of the shows. And it was basically all of your favourite Goosebumps books come to life before your eyes, which I thought was incredible. And I wish this was still going because I would love to see this again. So it literally has the program inside it, how they brought all the set to life, and the cast, the creative team, all that usual stuff. And then there's a book inside it. I mean, have you ever seen such an amazing program? That's why I had to get all 3, because there were 3 for £10 and I'm a sucker. And can we just appreciate the art of this program? I loved it. Please, Goosebumps Alive, come back because I miss you. I'm gonna need to spend a lot less time talking about them because otherwise this video is gonna be about 40 minutes long. Okay, the next one is Henry V, and again, a little bit extra here because I went to see Henry V at the Noel Coward Theatre so many times because Jude Law was in it. And I even got this poster, which I didn't need at all, but can we just appreciate his face? And then, of course, I got the signed play and the signed program. I mean, I didn't buy them signed. I went to meet Jude Law at stage door and he signed both of them for me on separate occasions. And, you know, these are like my most prized theatre possessions because, wow. I'll be honest, Henry V wasn't my favourite Shakespeare play before I saw the show on stage. I feel like that with a lot of Shakespeare plays that I've seen. I'm never really a big fan because they are hard to read, let's be honest. But when I see them, they're so much easier to interpret. And I really, really loved Henry V. I think I saw it about 5 times. And it's just one of those ones that leaves such an impression on your heart. Jude Law was just insane. I really need him to come back to theatre because I feel like this was 2012, 2013. So it's been a long time. And also, because I was so obsessed with him, someone did this picture of him for me, which I found when I was like tidying up. How gorgeous is that? Okay, next we have West End Does Christmas. This was actually last Christmas that I went to this, and this wasn't really a musical or a show, anything like that. It was literally just a concert, and Jamie Moscato was in it, so of course I went. Him singing It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas is still my favourite rendition of any song he has ever done ever, so that's a bold statement. Okay, the next one is Come From Away. I did a whole review on this. It is one of the most uplifting piece of theatre I have ever seen. This isn't really going down memory lane with this one because I literally saw it 2 months ago. Okay, the next one is Mary Poppins, and I saw this in New York, apparently at the New Amsterdam Theatre. I'll be honest, I do not remember this. Apparently it was Sunday evening, November the 18th, 2007. So I was 13, so it was 12 years ago. And I've only ever been to New York once. Went to see Mary Poppins. I got this umbrella, which I thought was amazing. But I felt like I was too young to enjoy it to its maximum because I really don't even remember it now, which is so sad. But I obviously did enjoy it because I kept the programme. Okay, we have a few here from the Globe. I don't know if there's more buried underneath, but I have seen a few things at the Globe. I went to see Othello last year. I loved Othello himself. He was played by Andre Holland, who I thought was incredible. But Iago was absolutely ruined for me, and I really didn't like this production, so there you go. I had waited 10 years to see Othello on stage and missed the Hugh Quarshie version, missed the Adrian Lester version, went to this one and was wildly disappointed. I found this, The Merchant of Venice. Apparently I saw this at the Globe and I do not remember this at all, which makes me think this can't have been very good because all of the other ones I remember perfectly, so maybe this was a little lackluster. The next one was Titus Andronicus, which I absolutely loved. Again, this was at the Globe. It was one of the most bloodthirsty shows I have ever seen. It was full of battles and fighting, blood, guts and gore. And yeah, this one wasn't for the faint-hearted. Quite a few people did faint. Quite a few people did leave, but I flippin' loved it. And then The Tempest. I went to see this so many times because Mr. Colin Morgan was in it, and if you know me, you will know that I love Colin. It was on just after he'd finished Merlin, so I was like in full-on fangirl mode, and this was incredible. I feel like this is still the best thing I've seen at the Globe. It was out of this world, and I didn't even really like The Tempest before I'd seen it on the stage. I only really went just to see Colin Morgan. No shame. And the more I saw it, the more I fell in love with it, and I went to quite a few events of the talking theatre just to see the actors talking about it because I fell in love with it so much. So yeah, this ended up becoming one of my favourites. Okay, Dracula. Now this was actually a local performance at my local theatre that I went to see for my birthday. It was such a shame because the theatre was so empty, but it was so good considering it was a local production and they didn't really have a big stage or anything like that. It was amazing, and I would love to see Dracula on stage because you guys know what a sucker I am for Dracula. Pun intended. Okay, the next ones are the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So I went there in 2017. That was when I saw Sam Underwood and interviewed him. And Losing Days was one of the greatest pieces of theatre I've ever seen. It wasn't big, it didn't really go anywhere. It was about Sam Underwood's true story with manic depression, and it was absolutely beautiful. I related to it so much, and I saw quite a few shows while I was at the Fringe, and yeah, I need to go back again because it was amazing. I know that Cruel Intentions is there this year, and Sophie Isaacs and Dominic Anderson are in it, and please bring that to the West End. Please, please, please. Okay, the next one is Six. I mean, I feel like I've spoke about Six so many times. Have a full review on my channel. It's flipping amazing. I've seen it quite a few times now, more than any other show that I've ever been to. So yeah, would highly recommend. It's about him with the 86 wives, and Millie O'Connell is a queen. Okay, we have Bitterwheat. I did a full review on this. It is very controversial. It is based around Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement. I know that a lot of people are split on this, but John Malkovich is one of my favourite actors and he is just impeccable in this. Would highly recommend. It is still on now, so go and see it. It's amazing. Go in with the mindset that it'll probably upset you. Okay, the next one is Made in Dagenham. I absolutely loved this. I saw this quite a few years ago now. It was 4.5 years ago apparently. It was 2015 in January. I actually bought this for my mum for Mother's Day. I bought us tickets to go and see it at the Adelphi Theatre. It was amazing. I didn't realise that Sophie Isaacs was in this and that I'd seen Sophie Isaacs before Heathers, but apparently I had. And if you haven't seen this or the film, go and watch it. It is so empowering. As a woman, you left the theatre or left watching the film feeling amazing and so thankful for these women. It's fantastic and the soundtrack is amazing. I haven't actually listened to it for a long time. I need to go and fix that. Okay, the next one is Macbeth. I feel like I saw this at an open air theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon. Don't really remember much about it, so maybe it wasn't that good. I don't know. I love Stratford-upon-Avon though, so. Okay, the next one is Red. I went to see this last year at the Wyndham's Theatre with Liv from That Fiction Life. We got upgraded to the best seats in the house. It was amazing. Alfred Enoch is just everything. He played Wes in How to Get Away with Murder and Dean in Harry Potter, and I just loved it. I don't ever think it will come back. It was about Alfred Molina played the painter, and then Alfred Enoch played like his apprentice, and it was just kind of their journey in discovering what each other were like. It was very, very good. I think you'd have to have a certain acquired taste in theatre to enjoy this, but I loved it. And now we get to Heathers. Do I really need to speak about Heathers? I don't know. I have this programme from the other palace and this programme from the Haymarket and sing-along sheets and I don't know, just so much that I don't really need, and there's so many tickets in here, and yeah. I love Heathers. I have a whole playlist dedicated to Heathers, so if you want to hear me talking about Jamie Moscato, Carrie Hope Fletcher and fangirling about everything Heathers, go check that out. I love it. It's my favourite musical ever, so. Okay, the next one is MT Fest. This was also this year. I went to see But I'm a Cheerleader, which was absolutely freaking insane. It was also at West End Live a few weeks ago, which makes me think that it will be coming to the West End very, very soon, which really excites me. I have a whole review of that. It was amazing, so would highly recommend if that ever comes to the West End. We have Waitress. Went to see this a few weeks ago and did a whole review, went backstage with Marisha Wallace herself. She was incredible, and I'm going to see this again soon because it was everything. It was so much better than I imagined. It is about these three and their life and falling in and out of love and going on a journey of becoming a new mother and getting out of abusive relationships, and just, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Would highly recommend. I had to change the angle so it may be slightly different, but the next one is The Wizard of Oz. I went to see this at the South Bank Centre, and it was quite a while ago now. 2008 apparently, so I was only 14. And I was really, really underwhelmed by this. That's how I remember coming away from this, which is such a shame because I'd heard that it was such a good production. And I went with my godmum, and yeah, I really didn't enjoy it, and I think I'll just stick to Wicked next time. Next one was Night of the Living Dead Live. This was a comedic horror, which I don't usually like, but on the stage it was so good. I saw it this year. I think it's finished now, but it was really funny. Ashley Samuels, who played Ben, was just everything. It was based on the cult classic Night of the Living Dead, obviously, and the staging was literally the best staging and the best lighting I have ever seen in a production ever. And considering this was in a really small theatre, that takes some doing. So yeah, I loved this. The next one is when I went to see Carrie. This is the programme of her show. Not really much to say about this apart from you guys know how much I love Carrie, and the night was epic. I know that she didn't really like doing the performances because she was so nervous, but I would love to see her again. The next one is All My Sons, which I saw very, very recently, like last month recently. I normally struggle with plays, I do, and I did struggle with this one, considering it had Bill Pullman, Sally Field, Colin Morgan, Jenna Coleman. It was an all-star cast, and they were all fantastic actors. Like, I'm not saying they weren't at all. It was amazing. I studied Arthur Miller at school and found him really boring, and I kind of felt like this was a little bit boring. I don't know, it feels harsh to say, but yeah, it fell a little flat for me. The next one is Legally Blonde. What can I say about Legally Blonde? I saw it at the Savoy Theatre. It was just the most fun I have had in a theatre. It was hilarious, it was uplifting, it was empowering, the music is just everything. So yeah, I would love Legally Blonde to come back because it was amazing. This isn't really a show, but I went to see Bear Grylls at the Hammersmith Apollo, which is now called the Event I Am Apollo, I think, which shows how old I am, but it's the Hammersmith Apollo to me. And it was just Bear Grylls on stage, telling stories, showing us things, and yeah, that was really cool. I went to that with my sister and we ended up sitting next to Miranda Hart, which was really cool. The next one is Sweeney Todd, with Michael Ball and Imelda Staunton. Now this production is what made me fall in love with theatre. No word of a lie, I was 18. I went to see this for my 18th birthday because it opening night was my 18th birthday. And I saw this production and it was the greatest thing I have ever seen. I completely fell in love with it. It was at the Adelphi Theatre and I have been hooked on Sweeney Todd ever since. It was everything I could have imagined and more. I met Michael Ball afterwards. I never ever really stage door because it makes me feel really uncomfortable, but I did here, and I gave Michael Ball a hug, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. Yeah, I'm a real Michael Ball fangirl, especially as seeing him as Sweeney Todd, because just everything about that, it was one of the greatest productions I have ever seen. It's rude timing, isn't it? So yeah, I went to see that a hell of a lot. Oh my god, I've just found some tickets in here which aren't really shows as such, but they made me laugh. I went to this thing called Peace One Day celebration because Jude Law was doing a speech there. I literally went there on my own because I was so obsessed with him. And it had people there like Elton John, James Morrison, like there was some really big stars there, but I just went to see Jude Law, and yeah, went there on my own. It was not very good, but I saw Jude Law and that was all that mattered to me apparently. 18-year-old me was very obsessive, as if I'm not now. And this is when I went to the NTAs and met Bradley James and fell in love with him. And this was when I went to the Olympus Has Fallen premiere and fell in love with Gerard Butler, and then tweeted about said love for Gerard Butler, and said tweet got into the first tweets in BuzzFeed that Gerard Butler read. Not many people will know that because I kept that under wraps and then deleted the tweet straight away, but yes, if you go and watch the Gerard Butler thirst tweets, yours truly is in it. This was Walking with Dinosaurs. I think this was at the O2. This was insanely good. I am a huge fan of dinosaurs, all things dinosaurs. Like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World is my favourite thing ever. The Extinction Trials is one of my favourite series ever. Just give me everything dinosaurs. So this is just like a live stage production with animatronic dinosaurs that go around the arena, which is actually really, really cool. I need to take my nephew now because he is at the age where he's obsessed with dinosaurs too, and I need to take advantage of that. And then the last one is Wicked. Of course, I've seen Wicked. It was one of the first productions I ever saw. And when I did my grade 6 singing exam, I actually chose some songs from Wicked during my exam because I was so in love with it. I had the music sheets for it, so yeah, Wicked is amazing. I've only seen it once, and I haven't seen it since I was about 14, 15. Around the same time I saw The Wizard of Oz, so it's been a long time. I would love to see it now and see what's changed. But yeah, Wicked will always be one of the greats for me. As I say, there's quite a few that I know that I went to see that I've missed, like especially The Elephant Man with Bradley Cooper. That was amazing, very controversial from what I remember. And then The Woman in Black, that was also incredible. And then coming up, I've got Come From Away, Les Mis, Six Again, Ian McKellen's Tour, Sunday in the Park with George with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, I saw him in Far From Home yesterday, and like the 10-year-old that fell in love with Jake Gyllenhaal in The Day After Tomorrow has just resurfaced. So yeah, I'm so ready for that. Yeah, I have quite a few shows coming up, but quite a few that I know that I've missed and probably forgotten. Like there's a lot of the Globe ones that I'm sure I've missed. But yeah, I had so much fun going through all that and just remembering everything that I've seen. I know that I've not seen quite a few. I still haven't seen any of the big ones like Les Mis and Phantom, etc. Obviously I'm seeing Les Mis in September with Michael Ball and Carrie, so I'm so excited for that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I feel like doing that again sometime, but going into like deeper reviews, because I feel like they were like 30-second reviews really quickly. But yeah, let me know what your favourite theatre production is, whether it was little or at the West End, on Broadway, local, anything like that. Let me know what yours is, or let me know what your favourite musical soundtrack is, because I love exploring new musicals. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, a comment, subscribe, all that usual stuff. Also, if you did like it, you can turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos, which is usually every Tuesday and every Saturday. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.